Let's talk about equipment maintenance. For a lot of us, it can feel like a necessary chore, right? A cost center. But what if we could flip that on its head? What if we could turn those routine checklists into a smart, data-driven process using augmented reality? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dig into.
I want you to really think about this for a second. When you send a technician out to do a crucial maintenance task, what do you actually know about what happened? You probably get a signature, maybe a few notes, but the process itself, it's pretty much invisible. And this is what we call the maintenance blind spot.
For decades, preventative maintenance has kind of operated inside this black box. A task gets assigned, it gets done, at least we hope it does, and that's pretty much the end of it. But here's the problem. That total lack of visibility makes true optimization impossible. I mean, how are you supposed to fix bottlenecks you can't even see? How can you improve a process you don't really understand? The short answer is, you can't.
And this is where the big shift becomes so clear. The old way is all built on assumptions. We assume the procedure was followed the right way. But the new data-driven way, it's all based on facts. Instead of having zero proof, you get actual visual evidence that the work was done. And this is the real kicker. While the old way pretty much guarantees you'll never improve, the new way is built to drive improvement constantly.
So how do we crack open that black box? Well, the answer is augmented reality. You can think of AR as the technology that finally turns on the lights inside that whole maintenance process. It shines a light on every single step, turning what used to be a hidden procedure into something totally transparent and, maybe most importantly, measurable. So what exactly is AR-guided maintenance? It's way more than just showing a technician what to do next. The real magic is what happens in the background. While the system is guiding the user with these clear visual instructions, it's also automatically and seamlessly capturing all this critical data on how the work is actually getting done. It's both a guide and a data collector, all in one.
Okay, so that's the big idea. But what does this actually look like for the technician who's out there on the floor? Let's walk through what their smart journey looks like step by step.
You know, the process is actually incredibly simple for them. The tech just starts the task on their AR device. They're then walked through the whole procedure with super clear visual guidance for every single step. And while they're working, the system is busy in the background, timing their actions and logging data. At key moments, it might even snap a photo automatically as proof, like a picture of a newly cleaned filter. And the second the job is done, a full report is instantly created. No paperwork, no manual data entry, it's all done. All right, now this is where things get really, really powerful. All of that data that's collected automatically, it's not just for sitting in a file somewhere. It's about turning that raw information into insights you can actually use, insights that can totally change your entire maintenance strategy. Let's see how that works. With this kind of approach, absolutely nothing is left to chance. Every turn of a wrench, every check of a gauge, every single thing the technician does becomes a valuable data point. The system is capturing the full story of the maintenance task, not just a signature at the end. And the detail in this data is what makes it a goldmine. We're talking about the exact time spent on every single step, which can show you where the hidden problems are. The first-time success ratio tells you if a certain step is confusing or just too difficult. Any errors or little deviations get logged automatically. And, of course, you get that undeniable visual proof that the job was done, and done right. All of this information is an absolute game changer for the maintenance planner. Instead of just reacting to breakdowns and scheduling the next routine task, they now have the hard evidence they need to proactively optimize the whole operation. They get to go from being a scheduler to being a strategist. And here's what that strategy looks like in action. If the data shows one step is always taking way too long, well, maybe that procedure needs to be simplified. If parts are wearing out sooner or lasting longer than you thought, you can adjust the maintenance schedule based on real-world facts. And if you see that a bunch of technicians are making the exact same mistake, you know precisely what to focus on in your next training session. Okay, so we've got better procedures, smarter schedules, and more targeted training. That's all fantastic, but what does it really mean for the business? What's the real-world impact? It all boils down to one of the most important things in any operation: uptime. The results show up directly in your most critical numbers. Your first-time right rate goes way up because technicians have guidance and mistakes are caught early. This directly leads to a massive drop in unplanned downtime and just fewer breakdowns in general. And because you've optimized all your procedures, the total time spent on maintenance gets shorter and Just as important, it becomes a lot more predictable. And the difference here isn't small, it's huge. We all know the cost of unplanned downtime can be absolutely astronomical. By switching from that old school assumption-based maintenance to a transparent AR-guided model, you're making a direct and dramatic dent in those costly interruptions and boosting equipment reliability. So if there's one thing to take away, it's this. When you have documented, verified proof that your equipment has been maintained correctly, you gain real confidence in its status. And that confidence isn't just a warm, fuzzy feeling. It translates directly into longer, more reliable uptime. You're no longer just hoping your assets are ready to go, you know they are. This quote really just nails the whole idea, doesn't it? This is all about changing the very nature of maintenance itself. You're taking this task that was hidden and undocumented and turning it into a completely transparent, data-rich process that doesn't just fix things, it learns and gets better every single time. And that really brings us to the final question you should ask yourself. When you look at your own operations, is your maintenance strategy still built on old habits and guesswork, or are you ready to embrace the tools that can turn it into a data-driven science? Because the difference isn't just a small improvement, it's a total revolution.